Hello everyone, and on today's episode of Tech Lab, we're going to be looking at this little device. Let's get started. Hello everyone, and welcome back. So for today's episode, we will be looking at this Sylvania Smartbook. Now, of course, the Smartbook in question is under the model number SYNET07WICV. Now, at the moment, and from what I've researched, this came out back in 2012 formally, and you would not find it in places like, you know, legitimate hardware stores like Best Buy, but instead you would find it at places like a dollar store or CVS pharmacies or places like that. Basically, this is a budget system. It only went for about $100 in its day, and these days you can find it for about $60 or less on eBay. So, what you have on hand is a 7-inch screen, a measly overall setup that honestly kind of makes this feel like a notebook, but it is a pretty bare-bones system, and Windows Compact Embedded, or as it's better known, Crappy Edition, is more or less a useless OS on here, to the point where it is far easier to go and find Uberoid or Modroid to actually get this thing running. Now, of course, I can't show you that OS because, well, we don't really have that footage anymore. But if I need to, worst case scenario would probably be to just pull some random footage of it up. But anyways, the system at hand is only 800 megahertz. It only has a measly 2 gigabytes of storage, so you really can't do jack with it. And it does have a couple of USB ports for extending to a keyboard, mouse, or USB drive. Now that you'd be able to use them on the Compact Embedded OS. And on the other side, you have a microphone jack, a headphone jack, and a SD card slot for expanded memory. So, overall, let's just say that this thing is very budget. Like, if you do somehow get this, I would recommend doing this. Maybe. Lovely. So, as it may not be very obvious, the battery on this thing is also pretty bad. So, using a standard 9-volt connection, you'll have to get it charged up. So, when it comes to actually charging this thing, you only need a standard 9-volt cord. And this is just plugging it into the back. And, oh yes, I forgot to check out the back, too. You also have a USB 2 on the back and an Ethernet port, but chances are you will not be using it. And as for overall battery life, like I said, it's abysmal. You'd be better off just carrying a literal notebook with you. So, the OS, let's just say years ago, I actually found the Modroid, the whole Modroid setup to basically try and improve the usability of this computer, and unfortunately, sure, yes, it does improve the usability of the system, but as a result, well, it's a little bit slower. So, yeah, let's just say we're just gonna skip to the actual finished Android screen and we'll go from there. So, the OS installed on this system is Android 2.2 Frozen Yogurt. Now, because of that, many apps do not support it, and YouTube doesn't even support it. So, if you want to watch videos or something like that, the best way I could reliably think of to do so would, annoyingly, be to just download the videos on a different computer, stick them on an SD card, and just drop it in like that. So because of that, this thing is kinda useless, at best being mostly a notepad at best. Now, yes, there are still some usable things like the fact that you can still download a few apps, but don't hold your breath for anything. And overall, there is still some use to it. It does still connect to Wi-Fi, so there is that. So if you wanted, you could potentially get onto Facebook. But outside of that, there really isn't much that can really be done with it. It is an old system. It's ran its course. It's honestly a relic, and frankly, if you do somehow manage to make it work, then I'm impressed. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring this video to a close, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If you like what you saw, great. If you didn't, that's not so great, but hey, thanks for watching anyway. So, with that, we will see you all next time when we finally get into FA20, my second PC build. Good lord, what a process that was. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Have a good one.